Unlocking Your God-Given Purpose. Hello, my beautiful people, and welcome to my channel. I want to begin by thanking you for being here today. You could be doing a million different things, but you chose to spend time with me, and I don't take that lightly. For those of you who are new, my name is Elvira Guzman-Barnett. I'm a TV host, a public relations strategist, an entrepreneur, and the author of 8 books available in English, Spanish, and Chinese. But titles aren't what define me. What truly defines me is the journey I've been through, the battles, the heartbreak, the failures, the faith, the victories, and the lessons I've learned along the way. This video is different. It's not just a quick message. It's not just a motivational quote. This is a 2-hour conversation where I'm going to open my heart and share my story because I believe that our stories carry power. If you're here right now, I want you to know it's not by accident. You're here because something inside you is searching for more. Maybe you want to feel inspired again. Maybe you're ready to step into your next level. Maybe you're tired of being stuck in the same place, repeating the same cycles, and you know deep down you were created for more. Today, I want to pour into you. I want to remind you that you matter, that your dreams matter, and that no matter what your past looks like, your future is still waiting to be written. So grab your notebook, grab your coffee or tea, and get comfortable, because for the next 2 hours, we're going to go deep. I'm going to share the lessons I've learned in life, in faith, in business, and in love, and I pray that something I say today sparks a fire inside of you. Let's start with where it all began. I grew up in an environment that many would call challenging. Both of my parents were incarcerated when I was young, and that meant I had to grow up very quickly. As a little girl, I had to learn how to navigate pain, confusion, and responsibility that most kids my age couldn't even imagine. And let me be real with you, it hurt. It hurt not having my parents around. It hurt feeling like life was unfair. It hurt carrying questions that nobody around me could answer. But here's what I've learned. Your environment doesn't determine your destiny. What you go through doesn't have to define who you become. At that age, I had a choice. I could allow my circumstances to make me bitter, or I could allow them to make me better. I could let pain break me, or I could let it shape me. And even though I didn't always have the words for it, I knew deep down that God had a bigger plan for my life. I remember walking home from school one day and I saw other kids with their parents waiting for them, cheering them on, taking them for ice cream. And I thought to myself, why not me? Why do I have to be the one going through this? Maybe you've asked that question too. Why me? Why this? Why now? And let me tell you, sometimes you won't get the answer right away. But the pain you're going through has purpose. I didn't know it then, but everything I was experiencing was preparing me for the life I live today. Because the truth is that, when you've been through fire, you learn how to walk with strength. When you've cried yourself to sleep, you learn how to appreciate joy. When you felt abandoned, you learn how to love people harder and deeper when you finally get the chance. I want you to write this down if you're taking notes. Your struggle is not a sign that you're weak. Your struggle is a sign that you're being shaped for something greater. There were so many moments where I could have given up, moments where I thought, this is too much for me. But here's what I discovered. You can't let temporary pain stop you from permanent purpose. If you're listening to me right now and you're in a difficult place, maybe it's financial, maybe it's emotional, maybe it's physical, I need you to hear this. Don't quit. Don't let what you see right now convince you that this is the end of your story. It's not. I'm standing here as proof. See, the world will try to put labels on you. You're not good enough. You don't belong. You'll never make it. But those labels don't define you. God defines you. And when you believe that, you start to walk differently. One of the most powerful lessons I learned is this. You can't choose what happens to you, but you can choose how you respond. I chose to respond with resilience. I chose to surround myself with mentors, with books, with education, with people who inspired me. I chose to break generational cycles. I chose to believe that the ceiling others placed on me was not my limit. I want to talk about something that has carried me through every season of my life, and that is faith. If you know me, you know that my faith is not something I keep hidden. It's the foundation of who I am, the anchor that has held me steady when the storms of life tried to sweep me away. Let me be honest with you. Without faith, I wouldn't be here. Without faith, I would have given up a long time ago. Without faith, I wouldn't have had the courage to dream bigger than my circumstances. Faith is believing in what you cannot see yet. It's believing in the promise before it shows up. It's trusting that God has already written the end of your story, even when the middle feels messy. I'll tell you this. There were times in my career where I didn't know how things were going to work out. Times when the doors I thought would open slammed shut in my face. Times when I was praying for one thing, but life gave me the complete opposite. And in those moments, I had a choice. I could either live in fear or I could live in faith. And I chose faith. Now, don't get me wrong. Choosing faith doesn't mean you never feel afraid. It means you feel the fear, but you do it anyway. It means you trust God's plan more than you trust your feelings. One of the things I practice daily is gratitude. Every morning when I wake up, before I check my phone, before I look at emails, before I step into work mode, I pause, I pray, and I thank God. I thank Him for another day. I thank Him for my family. I thank Him for the opportunities that are on their way, even before they arrive. Gratitude is the fuel for faith. The more you thank Him, the more you see how blessed you already are. Another thing I do is speak affirmations, because words have power. If you're constantly speaking negativity, I can't do this, I'm not good enough, I'll never make it, then that's exactly what you'll see in your life. But when you speak life over yourself, when you declare, I am strong, I am worthy, I am chosen, I am equipped, I am a child of God. When you say that daily, you begin to live like it. Write this down. What you believe determines what you achieve. If you believe you're not capable, you'll prove yourself right. But if you believe you're unstoppable, you'll also prove yourself right. Faith isn't just about religion, it's about trust. Trusting that even if you don't have it all figured out, God does. Trusting that your purpose is bigger than your problems. Trusting that every single thing you've been through is preparing you for something greater. Now, let me talk about purpose. So many people ask me, Elvira, how do I find my purpose? How do I know what I'm supposed to do with my life? Here's what I tell them. Your purpose isn't about you. Your purpose is about how you serve others. Your purpose is hidden in your pain. It's connected to your passion, and it's confirmed when it helps people. When I look back, my pain of growing up with parents in prison gave me empathy. It made me care about people who feel overlooked, people who feel like they don't have a voice. That's why I've dedicated my life to communication, to PR, to media, to writing, because my purpose is to help others tell their story, to help others shine their light. Purpose isn't found in a paycheck. Purpose is found in service. Don't get me wrong, I believe in making money, building businesses, creating wealth. But if that's all you're chasing, you'll never feel satisfied. Money is a tool, not a purpose. Purpose is waking up every morning, knowing that what you're doing matters. Purpose is giving your gift to the world, even when it's uncomfortable. Purpose is saying, I want my life to count for something bigger than me. If you're struggling to find your purpose right now, here's a simple way to start. Ask yourself 3 questions. What breaks my heart? What brings me joy? Who can I help with what I have right now? When you answer those questions honestly, you'll start to see the clues to your purpose. And let me remind you, your purpose doesn't have to be glamorous. It doesn't have to be on a stage. It doesn't have to be on TV or social media. Your purpose might be raising your children. Your purpose might be starting a small business in your community. Your purpose might be creating art, teaching, cooking, writing, serving, or simply being a light to the people around you, every purpose matters. The enemy of purpose is comparison. Stop looking at what everyone else is doing. Stop comparing your chapter 2 to someone else's chapter 20. Stop scrolling through Instagram thinking, I should be there by now. No, you're exactly where you're supposed to be. Trust the process, walk in faith, live in gratitude, and I promise you, when you start aligning your actions with your purpose, doors will open that no man can shut. Now that we've talked about overcoming obstacles and the importance of faith and purpose, let's get into something so many of you ask me about, career and business success. Because let's be honest, we live in a world where bills have to be paid, dreams cost money, and while purpose is the foundation, resources are what allow you to bring that purpose to life. So let me share my journey in business because I want you to know the truth behind success. I was blessed with the opportunity to work with one of the greatest entertainers and businessmen of our generation, Steve Harvey. When I started working with him, I was young. I didn't have it all figured out, but what I did have was discipline, a strong work ethic, and a willingness to learn. And let me tell you, those 3 things took me further than talent alone ever could. See, talent might get you noticed, but consistency is what keeps you in the room. Working with Steve taught me lessons that shaped everything I've done since then. Number 1, excellence matters. I don't care what you're doing, whether it's writing a press release, setting up an event, or leading a company. Do it with excellence, because how you do anything is how you do everything. Number 2, relationships are currency. Your network is your net worth. But listen, it's not just about who you know, it's about who knows you and what they know you for. Are you known for integrity? Are you known for delivering results? Are you known for being dependable? That reputation will open more doors than a resume ever could. Number 3, you can't play small. For years, I struggled with the idea of shrinking myself in rooms. I would look around and think, do I belong here? Am I enough? But let me tell you something. You will never walk into the fullness of your destiny if you keep hiding your gift. You were not created to blend in. You were created to stand out. Now, after years of working in the entertainment industry, I made a bold move. I started my own PR company, LVGPR. And let me be real with you. It wasn't easy. Starting a business is not for the faint of heart. There were sleepless nights. There were times I didn't know how I was going to pay staff. There were contracts that fell through. There were mistakes that cost me money. But here's the truth. Every failure was a lesson in disguise. Every no prepared me for a bigger yes. Write this down. Failure is not the opposite of success. Failure is part of success. Too many people give up after their first setback. But let me tell you, if you're going to succeed in business, you've got to build a backbone. You've got to learn to hear no 1,000 times and keep moving until you get that one yes that changes everything. And while we're talking about business, let me drop a few principles that help me grow. Discipline beats motivation. Motivation will get you started, but discipline will keep you going when motivation runs out. Don't just chase money, chase mastery. When you become excellent at what you do, money will find you. Protect your integrity. Your name is more valuable than a paycheck. Never compromise it. Diversify. Don't put all your eggs in one basket. Learn how to build multiple streams of income. Stay a student. The moment you think you know it all is the moment you stop growing. Let me share a quick story. There was a time early in my career when I landed what I thought was my big break. A client with a huge platform, big budget, lots of influence. I thought to myself, this is it. I've made it. But a few months in, that deal fell apart. The client backed out, and just like that, what I thought was secure disappeared. In that moment, I could have fallen apart. but instead I learned one of the most important lessons of business. Never put your destiny in the hands of one opportunity. Always keep building, always keep planting seeds, because you never know which seed will grow. Here's something else I want you to hear. Don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. The world is changing fast. Technology, social media, business models. If you cling too tightly to the old, you'll miss the new. When I started writing books, people asked me, why? I already had success in PR, in media, but I knew that writing allowed me to multiply my voice, to reach people I could never meet in person. And now to have my books in English, Spanish, and Chinese, that's not just business, that's legacy. And legacy is the goal. When I think about business now, I don't just think about profit. I think about impact. I think about the people I'm helping. I think about the lives I'm touching. Because at the end of the day, money comes and goes, but the mark you leave on people, that lasts forever. If you're building your career right now, let me give you some practical steps. Get clear on your vision. Don't just chase opportunities. Ask yourself, does this align with where I want to go?